And he looked at me and says, do you know who I fucking well am? If he got fouled, I weren't going to give it. In fairness, I went across to him. I said, look, lads, fuck all to do with me. Don't start checking it out on me. I just don't think Roy liked referees, and in fairness, we didn't fucking like Roy Keane, so it was a fairly balanced equation. But I remember refereeing him one night at Old Trafford, and it were obvious he was out of sorts with himself, the opposition, his own teammates, and me, and he's kicking anything that moves. I tried talking to him, like trying to plat fog. So I thought, right, Roy, next one's mine. They're playing Stoke City, and this ball gets pumped up. He missed the ball, and he chipped this little fella from Stoke straight into Rowe's head on the Stretford end. Horrible tackle. Little fella from Stoke's in a splattered mess. Keane's still getting up from the tackle, and I've decided I'm going to yellow him. I've blown the whistle, and I'm reaching for the card top pocket. And before I can get the yellow card out, Keane's up, closed the 30 yards between us, suddenly in my face. I've still not got the yellow card out. And he looked at me and says, do you know who I fucking well am? And as he said that, Gary Neville were walking past. And I said, Gary, there's a player here, don't know who he is. And Gary Neville says, it's Roy Keane, book the twat. And I did. Ian Wright at them days was in the twilight of his career, and he's playing for Forest, and they're playing Walsall. So he starts having a pop. I'm having trouble getting hold of him, and I come back at him with a comment. I said, "Oi, I fried bigger fish than you know." He didn't like that. So I thought, right, I decided to play a little game. Basically, the game was, if he got fouled, I weren't going to give it. He gets clattered by Walsall centre-half, and I've gone, play on. He's looked at me, and I've run away. And 5 minutes later, fullback's had a dig at him. It's the day. Play on. And he looks at me again. Third time, another one goes in. Play on. He said, what the fucking hell are you doing? I said, I'm playing a little game with you, Ian, and when you learn the rules, you're going to enjoy this afternoon a lot more than you're enjoying it now. And I ran off again. Anyway, suddenly, Walsall's players realised that they'd got free hand to assault, and they've started to go for it big time, and he's getting pummeled. I'm thinking, I'm going to have to rein this in and give a free kick and sort this out. Anyway, 3 players from Walsall went in on him, all at the same time. He come out of this tackle, and he's going up in the air, and he must have been about 6 foot off the ground at the top of it, and I'm just about to blow, and he's at the top of this arc, and he shouts, I'll do it, ref, fucking play on! So 9:30 on Box Day morning, secretary rings me. He says, look, I think the pitch is okay, but the chairman's rolled in and he says he's not happy and he won't open the gates until you say we're definitely playing. So I says, okay, I'll come over early. So I whiz over M62, drop down to Spotland's ground, park the car, walk down the tunnel, secretary joins me, get to the side of the pitch, look to the left-hand penalty area, huge pools of water and some ducks having a bit of a swim. Not promising. Look to the right-hand penalty area, large sheets of ice, more ducks having a skate. Secretary says, what do you think? I said, I think we'll come back in April on a nice spring evening because you can't play on this. I said, fine. So I turned to go back up the tunnel. Blocking my path is a little fella about 5'10", brown smock, flat cap. I said, excuse me. He says, are that referee? I said, yes, who are you? He said, I'm the pie man. I said, you what? He says, I am the Rochdale pie man. He said, did you notice a white transit van in the car park when you came in? I said, yeah, I did. Why? He says, do you know what's in it? I said, I haven't got a clue. He says, in my van in the car park, I've got 5,500 meat and potato pies. Rumour has it you just call this fucking game off. I said, you can't play football on here. He says, do you realise I've got a wife and 4 kids to support? I says, well, they're not go hungry for a few days. I skirted past him, up the tunnel, car park and away. So we come back in April to play this game and we finish the game, get back in the dressing room, just getting ready, knock on the door. It's him. He says, no hard feelings about Boxing Day. I said, no, I had a job to do, one of those things. He said, right, from my point of view, no hard feelings at all, and I bought us something to warm you up before you drive home. And he produced 4 steaming hot meat and potato pies, put them on the table, said, oh kid, have them with my best wishes. I said, thanks very much indeed. Off he goes. He turned around, he said, they've kept quite well since fucking Boxing Day. Chesterfield against Sunderland. 5,000 travelled down from the northeast, standing as they could in those days, on the terraces on the far side of the players' tunnel at Chesterfield's old Saltergate ground. And with 15 minutes left to play, Sunderland losing this game by 3-0. And I hear from behind me, psst, lights. And I look round, it's the police match commander, crouched down on the perimeter track, peak cap, pips, baton under his arm. I said, what's up, officer? He says, when the referee blows the final whistle, run like fuck. Why do you want me to take that course of action? He says, you see all these Sunderland fans behind you? I said, yeah. He says, they're going to invade the pitch when he blows that final whistle, and they're not going to be too impressed with you and your 2 mates. So for your own personal safety, when he blows that final whistle, run like fuck. I said, no problem. So the minutes tick away, in the dying embers, referee goes, psh, and I've gone whoosh, straight on, blissfully unaware the referee's just awarded a free kick. So I'm halfway onto the pitch, and I realise he's only awarded a free kick. I think, fucking hell, back off. I look around me, there's 5,000 fucking Sunderland fans think it's the final whistle as well, and they're coming over the fences towards me. So I'm like in no man's land. I can't go back because I've got half a weird side coming towards me. I've got to keep going towards the referee, who's manfully trying to get a defensive wall back 10 yards from this fucking free kick he's just given. In fairness to him, he had the presence of mind to think, fucking hell, and he ran off as well, and we all went off together. All Greek gold is 24 carat. You can take what you want. One of the games I did that year was in Athens. I went to Panathinaikos against Anderlecht in the Champions League. Morning of the game, we've gone to the stadium, Olympic Stadium, check it all out. And then somebody says, one of our presidents owns a jewellery shop in the centre of Athens, and he would like you to call it and get a gift. So I'm thinking, you know what's going on here. Paul Ruggiero, who was on the line with me, said he'd been there a few weeks earlier on another game. He said, it's the bollocks, this Lynchy. He says, all Greek gold is 24 carat. You can take what you want. I got a necklace and a bracelet for my wife. We're in the 89th minute of this game, and it's 0-0. Panathinaikos score in the last minute, and I'm thinking, fucking yes, get in, you beauty. And all these flares come down, there's a lot of mist and what have you. In the far side of the pitch, I can see Paul Ruggiero with his fucking flag in the air, giving offside. And I'm thinking, you twat, what are you doing? I'm right next to the Panathinaikos bench, and they've gone fucking mental because they've seen the winning goal get chalked off. So I thought, in fairness, I went across to them, I said, look lads, fuck all to do with me. Don't start checking it out on me. I'm thinking, fucking hell, the goal will have gone from the room. Yeah. If a player was getting a bit awkward, a bit lippy, I'd say, oi, do you get fined for dissent at your club? And I knew most of them, not all of them, did. Do you get fined? He says, yeah. I said, well, look, save yourself some money and stop having a gibble at me, just get on. He said, I don't give a fuck. He said, I'm on £2,000 a week. I said, really? He said, yeah. I said, here then, have one for dissent and that'll just reduce that £2,000 a bit, won't it? And I carded him, no, the cheeky twat. Try and tell him to keep out of trouble, and you're on £2,000 a week, I don't give a fuck. Right, lovely, have that. I once was yellow carding this player, and he says, you might as well send me off then. I said, seriously? He says, yeah. I said, all right then. Fucking have it. Yeah, have it. And I wrote the report. I says, I'm cautioning the player, and then he invited me to send him off. To make his afternoon, I agreed. And sent him.